job well done and is with their customers every step of the way from start to finish. Join Excavating, Marshfield. Call 715-591.
Been one of those careers, you know. I'm a sport guy and I'm a football guy, and I love the high school atmosphere. I love helping kids get better. I love teaching kids. So does my staff, and that's what we do. So we get out there when we see these kids and we know we're having a good season. We got to keep it light. We got to keep it moving. We got to keep them. I had to say a bunch of stuff, and you know.
Manufacturers of stainless steel products, they support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork. And Field supports the youth of Central Wisconsin. Back with more of our pregame report from
Years, an independent
high school sports teach young people hope for the future.
Met in a non-conference series in 1993 and 1994. Menasha won both times, 28-21 and 45-0. And then they met in 2011, both as members of the Valley Football Association. Postseason win since 90 wins and 29 losses. He took over back in 2008. Neillsville High School football coach Brad Westfall, and has had good success. 9-2 in 2010, 10-3 in 2013 overtime contest against the Hartford Ball Club. By the way, Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel now in his 9th season as Tiger head football coach, his record 57-35. The team that wins this game plays next Friday. Number 9 Slinger is
experience and 3 generations of family ownership. Let Schwartz manage your business insurance program. Schwartz Insurance. Be sure. Check out Schwartz at BeSureOnline.com. That's BeSureOnline.com. Or call 387-113
Central Avenue in Marshfield, or at iStateTruck.com.
Will certainly be the biggest offensive line across the board that the Tigers have faced this year. Both teams being announced right now on the field, and they're being announced as teams, both meeting out near the 50-yard line. A little bit of stare down going on, but they're ready. They're fired up for this one. Good crowd here tonight. Nice following from Menasha over on the far side as well, Gene. So this should be a dandy. I imagine, what I understand, Menasha has a couple players in particular that are dual threat players.
Well, you're talking about a guy like Riley Zerpel. We'll watch him closely tonight. He's rushed for 421 yards, but also caught 39 passes this year, and a very fine ball player. Last week against Hortonville, this guy combined for 275 yards of offense, 144 on the ground and 131 through 6 catches in the air. So Zerpel, very talented. Another talented running back, Tyler Rail, has rushed for 787 yards, and the quarterback, Cole Pop, has passed for almost 1,600 yards this year. The Menasha Ball Club as a team averaging 405 yards of offense per game, 36 points per game. So a tough team to stop. The Tiger defense will be tested in this one tonight.
Well, you got to figure the further you go along in the playoffs, especially after that first round, you're going to start meeting teams that are as good or maybe even better, on paper at least, than you are. And that's where the struggle is going to be. And Menasha out there on the field right now getting ready to kick off, Gene, and back to you.
And our kickoff this evening, a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield. Kick off your new career at Rail Transport. Get paid while you do your CDL training at Rail Transport in Marshfield. Max Kovnetka getting set to kick it off from south to north here at Beal Stadium. Menasha in white jerseys and blue pants. Tigers in their orange jerseys and black pants. Caden Pierce and Brad Bowman back in deep safety for Marshfield around the 10-yard line.
This is certainly a team that you don't want to go 3 and out against very often. Otherwise, you might be looking at pinball scores. You just have to outscore somebody.
Here's a kick by Konefka, a short kick to the far sideline, and taken, I believe, by Meverton around the 35-yard line. Heads for the far sideline, crosses midfield, and tossed into the Menasha bench. And so Menasha kicks short, and Marshfield has a short field to work with.
Well, teams have been doing that to Marshfield this year, and the coaches have adjusted by putting good athletes and runners like Meverton up there in the basically the third wave, second from the back end of that kickoff return team, and it's been paying off.
Tigers football on the Menasha 49 as we begin play here at Beal Stadium. Tigers led out by senior quarterback Ryan Krieger. He's passed for 1,354 yards, 18 touchdowns, rushed for 272 and 4 scores. Preston Wagner wide near side, Meverton far side, Bowman and Pierce the wings, Isaiah Byro the fullback. Pierce comes in motion. And on first down, quick toss far side to Meverton for a short gain. Up the sideline, breaks a couple of tackles, and make it a first down on that catch and run. Take it out of bounds at about the Menasha 38-yard line. Should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but broke a tackle, gains 11 or 12 yards on the play.
A new wrinkle, sending a man in deep motion across the field, and Krieger came out and faked the pass to him, which got the defense shifting, and then went back to a bubble-type screen on the far side with the blocker in front of Meverton. Very nice play.
27th catch for Isaac Meverton this year. First down for the Tigers at the Menasha 37. Wagner near side, Meverton far side, double wing once again. Krieger in the pistol. Pierce comes in motion. Handoff straight ahead to Byral to the 35 and stop right about there, maybe the 34-yard line. Tough inside run for Isaiah Byral, who is averaging about 5 yards per run for the Tigers this season.
Menasha looks a little smaller on defense than they do certainly offensively, but still have some beef up front, especially those 2 defensive tackles that they have in there. In fact, one of them is a starting offensive lineman that's going both ways.
We have a 2nd and 7 for Marshfield at the Menasha 34. Gadel to the near side. Pierce flanked on the far side. Bowman wing on the near side. Pierce coming in motion.
Blitz.
Here's the counter to Bowman, and he gets hit immediately, and he'll fight his way to the line of scrimmage and no further. You saw that right, Dale. Yeah. The blitzer came in, and Bowman was met in his tracks.
Well, Marshfield trying to run that inside counter. I'm not sure if they've been tipping something off in their plays. That's been studied by Menasha, but they ran an outside linebacker right through the guard tackle gap, and he basically hit Bowman, as you said, head on. A collision of the game potential.
Loss of 1 on that play. It's 3rd and 8 for Marshfield at the Menasha 35. Meverton to the far side. Bowman flanked to the near side. Wagner flexed on the near side, tight to the line of scrimmage. Krieger fades to pass the football. Looks deep across the middle. He has Wagner behind the defense at the 5-yard line. Goes up, makes the catch, and he comes away with it. Nope, he dropped it at the last second. Was slipped away by a Menasha defender at the goal line, incomplete.
Well thrown ball by Krieger, but it was just, I don't want to say it hung up a little bit. It was just recovery by that 2-deep secondary of Menasha, who went right down the middle and double covered Wagner on the play, and at the last minute were able to slap it out of his arms as he was crossing the goal line.
Preston 2 catches for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Ashwaubenon. Tigers will go for it on 4th and 8 at the Menasha 35-yard line. Gadel near side, Meverton far side. Krieger fades the pass again, steps up, and he'll take off and run to the 35-yard line. Hit there and spun down around the 32. They'll gain about 3 yards, but well shy of the first down marker. Krieger gains a couple of yards on that run, but the Tigers denied the first down. The ball placed on the 34, so he gains 1 on the play, and Menasha takes over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 34. Play just underway here at Field Stadium. No score. Menasha with their first possession of the day.
Menasha playing a 2-deep, and it came as a quarters defense. 4 defensive backs very deep that went back and made it very difficult to Krieger to find a receiver. They're really protecting against the pass right now.
Cole Pop in the pistol. Tyler Rail behind him on 1st and 10 from the 34. Pop takes the snap, back to pass, throws far sideline. It's caught by Zerpel for a short gain. He's wrestled down near the line of scrimmage, falls across the 40 to the 41-yard line, picks up about 6 on the play. Quick pass to Ryan Zerpel. That's his 40th catch this year.
Joey Gadel, once again playing cornerback for the Tigers tonight, makes the tackle. He gave a little yardage to Zerpel because Gadel's out there pretty much on an island with him, and Zerpel's their #1 receiver.
2nd and 3, Menasha at their own 41. Giorgello wide near side, Zerpel far side. Pop in the pistol, takes the snap, and hands to Rail coming to the near sideline, gets tripped up, gets away, but gets stood up at the 40-yard line and pushed back by a host of Tiger defenders. Play was strung out by a Tiger lineman, and then 3 or 4 Tigers make the hit on Rail at the 40-yard line for a loss of 1.
What a play by Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman, who fought off blockers who were trying to hook him in, and he got outside and got the first contact on that running back, which slowed him down until the rest of the gang could show up for the Tigers, and gang, they did.
Rail loses 1. It's 3rd and 4 for Menasha at their own 40-yard line.
Boy, Gene, that looked like that could have been big yardage.
Yeah. Jurgella and Zerpel on the far side. Skalewski tight end on the near side. Pop takes the snap, fades the pass. Being rushed up, throws it back near sideline for Rail, and the ball is incomplete. Incomplete pass. Now Weirman face guarded Rail, but that is no longer an infraction.
Yeah, but
Weirman had his back to the play, and Weirman was behind him, but the ball a bit underthrown, and Weirman would not allow Rail to come back for the football.
That ball was thrown on our sideline. Let's just put it that way. Weirman ran into the receiver also as he catches the ball, and that's when my was for, not for the face guarding.
The quarterback Pop is the punter. 4th and 4 Menasha at their own 40. Bowman back in deep safety. Good snap, and Pop takes off and kicks a line drive up the far sideline. Bouncing inside the 30, goes sideways, and stops about the 28-yard line. 32-yard punt for Pop, and the Tiger offense on 1st and 10 Marshfield at their own 28. 8.5 remaining quarter. No score here at Field Stadium. UW Stevens Point football Oshkosh at Gerke Field in Stevens Point tomorrow, time 1 p.m. Marshfield's ball team play at River Falls tomorrow, and Connor Berry lacrosse ball club at La Crosse tomorrow, game time in p.m.
It's quite a deal for Berry to be starting in the offensive line for Liverns.
As a true freshman.
Yep.
Well, got his talent from his grandfather. First at their own 28. On first down, the handoff comes to Bowman. Has a seam across the 30, 35. Cuts outside the 40. Line with a lot of room at the 40, 35, 30, 25. Gets stripped up inside the 15 and goes. A big run for Brand range. Brand Bowman breaking through that line of scrimmage for a big gain for Brand Bowman. And the Tiger wide out near side. And Krieger rolling far side, looking to throw across the middle. Has a man wide open. It's caught. Attempt. That goes back to Krieger. He throws in the end zone, and the ball is played by a Menasha defender. Incomplete. Looking on the near sideline for Wagner. Ball was swatted down. More football in just a moment.
Imagine going through a week without any hour every day. We rely on the electricity to pump our
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chile, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10, is your place for Kubota zero-turn.
I just barely looked up in time to see him going through the one, that guy that had an angle on him.
Near sideline, Graham on the 11-yard line. Straight out of the 20, across the 25-yard line, and that's Zerpel out to the 35-yard line.
If he hadn't made that tackle, we might be.
Here comes Menasha's offense back on the field. Marshfield here on WDLB this evening. A service of Ben's Chiropractic Center.
From Menasha, big guy.
Tight formation here for Menasha. 3 in front of tackle and gets stood up around the 40-yard line.
Still move.
And they'll mark him down right there. Rail, the tailback, taking Menasha at their own 40.
First down's going to be he gets style football. We're bigger than you are at the line of scrimmage. Can you stand up?
So a first down for Menasha. Again, a tight formation, a pistol formation. And an offensive lineman moves.
There we go.
Tight end, jump to.
Sometimes you just get too fancy on offense. I mean, they've got all that beef up there. And first down, and a couple of your linemen jump off sides, snap the ball, run the ball. Jeez.
1st and 15, Menasha at their own 41. In the maybe the 44-yard line. Just a powerful on that play.
Got 3 blocks, about 1.5 yards behind the.
2nd and 12 from the 4. Takes the snap once again, and Tigers got some penetration that time.
but he managed to slide off that and pick up a couple yards.
With Jordan Nichols and Pop in the 8, and we have a timeout. Menasha wants a timeout. 26 remaining in the opening quarter. Our score is Marshfield. More football in just a moment.
For nearly 50 years and generations, Lang Furniture for retail stores all over the nation. To accomplish, it takes time and dedication to meet the needs of their customers. Thank you for listening.
What to feed your weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin. Seating. See our in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team after the game or this weekend?
And 2 receivers on the near side. 1 to the far side. Pop by at the same time, and he did neither.
Yeah, the defensive.
Menasha at their own 48. Bowman back in single safety as Pop comes on to punt. Again, he's the quarterback, so a fake is always a possibility. Bowman calls for a fair catch and grabs it just inside the 20-yard line. Marshfield has back at their own 20. 5:13 remaining in the first quarter here. Leading Menasha by a score of 6-0. Our coverage of Tiger football.
Very high.
Byro gets the call. Off tackle for a short gain. Now he's pushed back. Maybe got 1 yard. 20, that's about it.
Well, there's no doubt that's straight on. This is hand. Bowman was able to break loose for a long gainer and right up the middle, right behind Racher, Law, and Hazley.
Defense these days, so Derek and Brandon Berg getting more playing time. On the near sideline.
Good thing there was no other defensive back behind that play because the ball. Again, we're playing at home at Beal Stadium. The advantage.
Far side. Krieger fades the pass, rolling to the near sideline. Third down conversion play for the Tigers. They get the first down. And Krieger trying to flip the ball back. Krieger goes down back around the 25-yard line on that play.
I think they were near hash mark to the far side of the field, but
We'll check in at Beal Stadium once again in just a moment.
Teaches us to respect everyone, including different generations in our family and our community. Our
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of
Joey Gadel way out wide to the far side. Bowman in the back.
Kieran Bump at center.
Down and more to the Menasha 40, 30, 25, 20. Again, spun down around the 10-yard line. Run kick, and Zerpel on the 12. Almost went down to a knee. 15, 20-yard line, and spins out to near about the 25. And stop there. Menasha football on their own 24. 1:47 left. First quarter, Tigers have the early lead. 13-0. Two big plays. A run by Bowman, a pass play by Gadel, putting Marshfield in scoring range on these last two possessions.
Dominic Zimmerman, the tackler on that kick coverage, Gene.
He's made a few this year. Now Pop out there to play quarterback.
Watch for a long pass pretty soon here.
Zerpel way out wide near side, Gadel covering him. On first down, Pop throws to Zerpel near side. He gets hit by Gadel immediately and dropped at the 32. Quick pass play to Zerpel, gains 7 yards. And then Gadel helps him up. 7 yards on the pass play. 2nd and 3 for Menasha at their own 32-yard line. This Menasha offense averaging more than 400 yards per game. A very outstanding offensive unit. 2nd and 3 Menasha at their own 32. Nichols wide far side. Zerpel comes near side, picked up by Bushak. Pop in the pistol, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls far sideline, tosses on the run, and overthrows his fullback, incomplete. That's Reese Reset out there. And Pop threw the ball too far. It's incomplete pass over his head.
He was
3rd and 3 for Menasha at their own 32.
Slow coming to the line. This could be close.
Zerpel and passed everybody incomplete. See by Gadel and Hurdle. And Pop had to rush the throw and throw it by everybody incomplete.
Well, once he saw Hurdle come over the spot and double team, I think he had nothing there and he just aired it out.
So Pop punting once again. 4th and 3 for Menasha at their own 32. Bowman back in deep safety. Lob snap. And now starts to run with the football. Gets hit by Weirman and stopped at the Menasha Ball Club 9-1. They've blitzed a lot of teams this year. Lost to West De Pere 35-7. A close ball game with that kick. 2nd and 10. Tigers at the Menasha 31.